Okay, so good morning students. We will today deal with the study of various electrical components which will be used in any basic DC circuit. So as you can see, I am trying to focus the camera on first you can see a number of galvanometers are kept over here. You can see, I'll just show you this in detail. This has a G written in the center and you can see that the needle is at the center zero mark. Okay, galvanometer is an instrument which is used to detect current in any DC circuit. Okay, so as you can see, you have terminals also, plus terminal and the minus terminal. Here you have the wires connected. You can release these screws and then you can have the connection done over here. Okay, and you can see if we zoom properly, this value over here, the galvanometer is showing 20 microampere. So it is like galvanometer cannot really measure the current. It can measure extremely small values of current, but the main purpose of using a galvanometer is to know whether there is current flowing in the circuit or not. Okay, so this is a center zero galvanometer. That is the first thing. Now I'll show you some of the basic things. Now you can have a look at, there are a number of things kept over here. This obviously everyone knows, this is a cell. Okay, we have a number of cells arranged over here. This is the positive end. Okay, and this you all know is the negative end of the cell. Okay, now coming to this, you see this is a plug type key. Okay, this is used as a switch for DC circuits and you can see this is that key that I am talking about, and you can see between these two metallic contacts there is a space. Okay, so right now they are not connected. When I'll put this key in like this, now they become connected. Now you can see these two ends are connected with the help of this key. I can take this key off, so there will be disconnect in the circuit. Okay, so this is the plug type key and the function is just like you have an on off switch. Similarly, this functions as an on off switch in our DC circuit. Okay, so this is next. Now we come to, you see, in the beginning I had showed you the galvanometer. Now this is an ammeter with an A written. You can see over here, A written over here. It looks like a galvanometer, but this is an ammeter with an A written. The function obviously you all know is to measure current, the amount of current which is flowing, and you can see, if you see the details, it can measure current only up to 1 amperes. Okay, so similarly you can have maybe you're not able to see in detail, but you can have different ammeters. As you see over here, this one can measure 1.5 up to 1.5 amperes and this one can measure only up to 1 amperes. Okay, so this is an ammeter and the purpose for using this is to measure the current. Okay, then obviously you have a normal ruler. This is really not applicable as far as electrical components are concerned. Now you see, this is the cell holder or the battery holder. As you can see, there is a spring over here. Now this, from the size of it, you can say that this is a 2 cell holder. Okay, you see, I will take this cell and insert this over here and then another cell over here like this. Okay, so this is a 2 cell holder. Okay, if you don't want to use a single cell, you can have 2 cells. Then a slightly longer one, you can have 3 cells also. It depends upon how much voltage you need. Okay, so I'll slowly take this out and keep this over here. You can see these are all the cell holders. Okay, now coming forward, let's see if we have yes, these what you are seeing over here, these are the connecting wires. Okay, these are all connecting wires. You can see they have been covered with the help of a thread very finely, and the two ends, you can see these two ends, these have been, the cloth or the thread has been removed so that you see the metallic portion, the copper portion, so that these are used for the connection, for making the connections. Okay, so these are the connecting wires that you will be using. In 10th standard you will be doing an experiment on this, where you will have to find out the values of I and V. V is the voltage. Now I'll just show you the voltmeter also. Pause. Okay, so now we have the remaining portion of the electrical components. First of all, we will have a look at this. This is what is known as the rheostat. Okay, you might have seen us just have a closer look. You can see this is written over here. It is a rheostat, or basically it is a variable resistance, you can say, and there is a very finely wound wire. You can see this actually, you may not be able to see it clearly because it is very precise. In detail, if you zoom, you can see these are actually wires which are wound around this cylindrical portion. Okay, and this is the slider. You can see the two terminals are over here. You can see these are the two end terminals, and this is that slider that we can actually slide back and forth. Okay, so this way and this way the resistance can be changed, because the touch of this slider, wherever it happens on the wire, based on that length of the wire that we are taking, the resistance can be changed. But since this is a little obsolete in our laboratory, so we don't use this. We use a resistance box. Okay, the purpose is the same. Resistance box, as you can see over here, you have 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 2 ohms, and then 5, 10. So these are different keys that are there. In next to the keys you have the values of the resistances written. Okay, and these are the two terminals that we can connect the connecting wires with. Okay, so what is how do we basically use a resistance box? Suppose you want to use a resistance of 2 ohms. Okay, so after you make the connections, you will simply pull out a 2 ohm key. Okay, so that means you are using 2 ohm resistance from this box. Now suppose you want to use 4 ohm resistance from this box. There is no 4 written. So what you will do is you will simply take out another 2 ohms. Okay, so 2 and 2 means 4 ohms we are using from this resistance box. Okay, so basically these numbers have been given so that you can actually make a combination of resistance that you want to use. Okay, so the function of a rheostat and a resistance box is same, and this is easier to use. Okay, so this is also one of the electrical instruments. So what we have done is we have studied, we have had a look at the galvanometer, we have had a look at rheostat, resistance box, battery holder, and we have also had a look at the ammeter. Now the voltmeter portion is left. Now you see this, a similar looking thing to a galvanometer or an ammeter, but the only difference is that you can see there is a V written over here, and if you see the reading, now you may not be able to see the reading in real life. When you hold the voltmeter, you will see this can measure up to 3 volts. Okay, so this is a voltmeter which is used to measure the potential difference between any two points of a circuit. Okay, you can see the plus and the minus terminal. You can release these screws and then make the connection, tighten them up. Okay, so these are some of the electrical components of the basic DC circuit. Okay, so this is what you have to do. Now coming to the writing portion, in the practical work, what you have to do. Now the aim of this experiment is to study the various electrical components of a simple DC circuit. Okay, so these were the different electrical components that I showed you. Now what you have to write is, after you write the aim, you will write the apparatus. In the apparatus you will write galvanometer, voltmeter, ammeter, rheostat, resistance box, key, and cell, and the battery holder. Okay, so one by one you will write the details of each electrical component, and you will draw its diagram from the book. You can see the diagram. So on the left hand blank page you will draw the diagram, and on the right hand ruled page you will write at least 4 or 5 lines describing the nature of the electrical component, what is it used for, how does it look like, and what are the units of measurement involved. Okay, so basically this experiment is a demonstrative experiment in which you have to write the theory involving the different electrical components. Okay, so in all there are 8 to 10 electrical components that I have shown you. You can write the details about them and draw their respective diagrams in the book, and in the end, as conclusion or as result, you will write the study of various electrical components was done successfully. Okay students, thank you.